Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and as always, I am honored to have you here, so thank you so very much. In this week's episode, we're talking about YouTube for your Reiki business. But first, I want to make sure to invite you to the February 10th workshop. That is Saturday, February the 10th at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time on how to build your distance Reiki business. Now, in this workshop, we're going to be talking all about how to start and build your distance Reiki business. You can learn more, check it out, and register at the link down below. It would be wonderful to have you join us. Yes, you do indeed get the workshop recording, and you also get a special bonus recording with your registration as well. So I hope you can join us, and thank you very much. Now, this week's episode about YouTube is one of a few follow-up episodes on a previous episode a few weeks ago about how to have an online Reiki business without social media. And one of the things that I mentioned was YouTube. And so in this episode, we're going to dive a little bit more into YouTube. I personally am a big fan of YouTube as a platform for Reiki businesses. One of the great things about YouTube is its longevity. You know, when you post a video on YouTube, unless you delete it, it's there forever. Well, you might be thinking, Christian, that's not necessarily such a good thing. Depending on the video, it might not be such a good thing, but you have the power to delete it. But the thing is that with YouTube, it's different from other platforms like Instagram or Facebook in that those platforms, the content on those platforms has a short shelf life. And so if I post something on Facebook or Instagram, people are going to see it for a couple of days and then it's gone and it's not really getting any more views. It's not getting any more attention. Whereas on YouTube, once you post a video on YouTube, it is going to be viewable on YouTube for years. And it's only going to gain more views over the years. Now, as a YouTube user, someone who enjoys checking out videos on YouTube, I have watched videos on YouTube that are more than 10 years old. How many of us have seen a post recently on Facebook or Instagram? Instagram wasn't even around 10 years ago. But how many of us are still viewing posts on those platforms that are 10 or more years old? And yet we can and do this on YouTube. And so I love YouTube for its longevity and for the ability to gain views over the years. Now, one of the great things about YouTube with its longevity is also one of its challenges because it does take time to grow a YouTube channel. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I do really like YouTube for Reiki businesses because of that greater permanency than with other platforms. So you put a video up on YouTube and it's there for anyone to view for as long as you have it up on your channel. Now, I talked about YouTube as a great way to get the word out about your Reiki business without social media because YouTube is a little different when it comes to social media. Because on YouTube, you can turn off comments. And so YouTube is technically a social media platform because people can like or dislike your videos. They can comment on them. They can share them. So there is the social media aspect to YouTube, particularly with the ability to comment and to interact in the comments. But what's different about YouTube is that you can turn the comments off. One of the things that kind of turns people off about social media is the comments that they might receive. And so for one reason that people might want to have an online Reiki business without social media is because of the comments. And so on YouTube, you can actually just turn those off. Now, we know on YouTube that comments are actually really helpful for gaining traction on your channel and growing a channel. And so if you want to grow a channel, turning the comments off isn't really the best thing. But if you simply want a platform to put your stuff out there and you don't want to have to deal with the reactions to getting yourself out there, you don't want to deal with potentially negative comments, then YouTube is a great option because you can just turn them right off. There are some really simple ways that you can use YouTube that I recommend any Reiki business, online, offline, however your Reiki business might look and whatever your Reiki business model is. There are a few things that I do consider you using YouTube for, and that would be to post a few videos simply about you and about your Reiki business. So simply talking about your services, simply talking about your Reiki business, maybe how your business got started, the story of your Reiki business, maybe about your Reiki journey. Just some general kinds of videos that you can simply point people to, that if they want to learn more about you and your business and they want to actually see you talking about your business, maybe even footage of your office space, some highlights of your products, footage of your products. These are a great use of YouTube that is really very basic in terms of the content of the channel. When we have a YouTube channel, we don't have to post all kinds of videos. We don't have to have all kinds of content. We don't have to do things like worrying about the algorithm and sharing our videos and getting it out there. We can have a very basic YouTube channel for our Reiki business that simply has a few videos on it. Videos that talk about us, our Reiki business, our Reiki journey, highlight our services and products, and to simply have them as a place where clients and potential clients can learn more. As a place where we can send people to see us and to get a feel for us on video and be able to get to know us and our Reiki business. So YouTube is very helpful for just being a place where we can house videos and to house them for free. Now, if you are thinking, well, I would love to do that with my Reiki business, for my Reiki business, Christian, but I really don't want people to see them. I don't want the general public to be able to see them. Because yes, when you post a video on YouTube, depending upon your settings, it can be searchable by and viewable by anyone, including, yes, 10 years from now. I do believe that YouTube is not going away. I do not believe that, unlike some other platforms that we have seen come and go over the years, I do believe that YouTube has some real staying power. And we know that Google, who of course owns YouTube, is very invested in YouTube and the growth of YouTube. And so I do believe that 10 years from now, people will still be able to view your videos on YouTube. I do believe that 10 years from now, people will still be viewing my Reiki business videos on YouTube, including, yes, indeed, this podcast episode. But let's say that you're thinking, Christian, I would really prefer not to have my videos viewable, and I'd really prefer to just have people view them who I choose to view them. No problem. You can set your videos to unlisted on YouTube, which means that they will not show up in search results. And so one great thing that you could do, and I touched upon this in that previous podcast episode, I'll drop the link down below it so you can go there directly if you are tuning in on YouTube. But one of the things I mentioned in that episode is that you can, on your Reiki Business website, have some videos of yourself talking about your Reiki business journey, your products, your business, showing footage of your business. And you can use YouTube to house these videos. It's a free way to have your videos housed, meaning stored, and to be able to share them. Now, the way that you would do this, if you didn't want others to view your videos and you only wanted them viewable on your website, is that you simply list the video as unlisted. So when you upload it to YouTube, you make it an unlisted video, and then you embed the video on your Reiki Business website. And you just use the link, copy and paste the YouTube link on your Reiki Business website, and people will be able to view the video from there. Many website builders make this pretty easy. They have a drop and drag YouTube video option where you just drop and drag where you want the YouTube video, and then you use the unique YouTube video link, and then the video shows up on your website. This is great because then the video is on your website, people can view it, but it's not searchable on YouTube when you have it as an unlisted video. You can also, on this same video, turn off the comments, and you can even turn off showing how many people like the video. So you can completely turn off all of those social media functions and just have the video viewable on your website. Now, this actually is beneficial to YouTube, believe it or not, because even though you're taking away the social media aspect of it, the social aspect of the media, you're still benefiting YouTube, and YouTube is still happy to have you do this because the video is on their platform. And then what will happen is that after someone watches your Reiki Business video, maybe highlighting your products, what will pop up is options, other videos for people to watch. And so YouTube really likes it if someone watches your video and then watches another video. YouTube's goal is to have you come to YouTube, watch a video, and then watch another video. It's why YouTube suggests other videos. Something that you can do on your video is to then, at the end of your video, suggest another one of your videos. So that's a possibility, and people can then click on your video to watch another of your videos while keeping YouTube happy because you're keeping someone on YouTube. So this is a very simple, free way to use YouTube without worrying about the social media aspect. But let's say that you want to grow a channel. Let's say that you want to create videos that are searchable, that people can find, and you want to use this as a way to promote your Reiki business, to bring people to your Reiki business to learn about you and how you can help them. If this is the case, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Number one, it takes time to grow a YouTube channel. And when I say it takes time, I mean years. What I have seen happen again and again and again over the years is that someone will start a YouTube channel. They're very gung-ho and excited. And then when they don't get a lot of subscribers, they quit because they don't get the kind of feedback that happens on other social media platforms, the likes and the comments. You don't get them as much with YouTube, especially in the beginning. And growing subscribers on YouTube is different from getting likes or followers on other social media platforms. It takes longer to gain subscribers. It's more challenging. And oftentimes when people start a YouTube channel and they see that excruciatingly slow growth, they get discouraged and they stop. And so I want to encourage you that if you start a YouTube channel, it's going to take time. And sometimes it's going to feel excruciating. So just know that and be aware of that if it takes time to grow your channel, it's not necessarily you. I mean, it could be you. There are things you can do to help that along. I'll share some of those things in a moment. But just know that it's part of the YouTube experience, that yes, indeed, it really can and does take time to grow a YouTube channel. This is especially true if you're not looking at YouTube as your Reiki business. You could use YouTube as your Reiki business. And so you could see YouTube as your number one platform, even your only platform, and even the sole source for your Reiki business, the sole source of your Reiki business income. You actually could do this. On YouTube, there are channels with millions of subscribers. And these channels are generating income. And depending upon the channel, when you get into the millions of subscribers count, your YouTube channel could be bringing in millions. Yes, I'll say that again. You can be a millionaire with just a YouTube channel. Now, if that is your goal, awesome, to be a Reiki business YouTube millionaire. That is awesome. Full disclosure, that is not my Reiki business goal at this time. Who knows? Things grow and change, right? It might change, but that's not my Reiki business goal with YouTube at this time. But it very well could be. And so if your goal is to do that, that is great. But for most of us with our Reiki business, YouTube isn't our primary source of interaction, and YouTube isn't our desired sole source of our Reiki business activity. And so what that means for most of us with our YouTube channel for our Reiki business, it's just going to be a lot of slow growth. It's going to take a lot of time, and it even at times is going to feel painful. And so know that I feel your pain. But here are a few things that you can do to help that along. Number one, I will say that I have noticed over the years that oftentimes Reiki healing videos and Reiki healing channels do better. And so that means that if you have a Reiki business channel, if your YouTube channel focuses on offering Reiki healing, offering ASMR Reiki healing, those channels, quite frankly, typically do better. And if that's the kind of channel you want to build, awesome. If it's not, that's awesome too. There's no right or wrong with it. It's simply about what resonates with you and what resonates with your audience and the overlap between those. And so that means if you feel called to do a lot of Reiki healing videos and have a Reiki healing channel, awesome. If that's not something that really calls to you, that's great too. The important thing is to be authentic and to honor your own calling for the content while at the same time recognizing that it's a good idea to find overlap with what you want to produce and what resonates with you and what resonates with others too. But Reiki healing videos typically tend to do better on the platform. Some things that can help are things like your thumbnail. The thumbnail is the first thing that people are going to see, and that's the first thing that is going to help people determine whether or not they want to click on your video. Now, I will say thumbnails is something that I used to put zero thought into, and I'm putting more and more thought into in my Reiki business. And the really big YouTubers will tell you that they spend more time on the thumbnail creation than they do on the video. Because if no one clicks on your thumbnail, then no one's going to watch the video. And so just know that thumbnails are really important, the layout of them. I mean, you can, of course, find plenty of YouTube videos on best practices for thumbnail creation. Of course, there are whole courses on it, but just know that thumbnails are important. And for me, on my Reiki business journey, that's an unfolding part of my YouTube experience as well, is playing with thumbnails and trying new and different things with thumbnails. Another thing that is helpful for your YouTube channel is getting likes. Of course, views are important, likes are important. You know, oftentimes you'll hear people talk about the algorithms on social media and, the algorithm just doesn't like me. Well, actually, the algorithm is very simple. It's just about what people like. And so views drive YouTube to offer your video to more people, which are called impressions. So when the thumbnail shows up in a search, that's an impression. When it pops up at the end of a video for you to potentially watch, that's an impression. And so likes and views and comments just simply drive more impressions, which result in typically and drive more likes and views and comments. That's really what it is. Really, when we talk about the algorithm and we think of it as some mysterious, magical thing, it's really not so mysterious and magical unless you count human behavior as mysterious and magical, and then absolutely it really is. Now, on my YouTube journey, I have recently hit 500 videos on YouTube. Yes, indeed, 500 videos, which is quite a milestone. And holy cow, when I set out to start a YouTube channel, I didn't even think about 500 videos. The truth is that not all of those videos are viewable or searchable on YouTube. I have plenty of unlisted videos. I also have private videos too that are my own videos that I have. I'm using YouTube as kind of like a storage device for some of my larger videos to have them for safekeeping. So you can set videos to private too that only you can see. But yes, indeed, I have 500 videos, and here is some myth dispelling for you with your YouTube channel. There's no magic anything about YouTube. So there's no magic number of videos that once you hit it, your growth just explodes. There's no magic number of views on a video. Well, I will say that there is a magic number for ads on YouTube. If your video hits 100 views, even if you don't have ads on your channel, even if you don't monetize your channel, YouTube is still putting ads on your video. So once you have a video that hits 100 views, I'm sorry, YouTube's just going to automatically put ads on it. By the way, you can monetize your channel at 1,000 subscribers, and I think right now it's like 4,000 watch hours. It changes. YouTube changes that sometimes, but you can monetize your channel at that point, which means that you can put ads on your channel and get money from those ads. Now, I will say that I personally have no plans to monetize my YouTube channel. That was not anything that I had a vision for, was not the reason why I started my YouTube channel. I will say though, knowing and having the experience of having YouTube put ads on my channel and not getting any benefit from that makes me reconsider whether or not I might want to at some point monetize my channel. Because if YouTube is going to put ads on my videos, whether I benefit from them or not, I might reconsider at some point whether or not to monetize my channel. Now, there is so much to say about YouTube, of course. You know, I am young on my YouTube journey in terms of the number of subs that I have. I will say once you hit 1,000 subs, you know, I mentioned there's no magic number, but we know that YouTube really is going to expand your reach because at that point you can monetize. So YouTube is going to help you out. But I'm relatively young in my YouTube journey, which is really funny because I've been at it for a few years now. It's going on 4 years. I will have had my YouTube channel, and yet my YouTube channel is still relatively young in terms of the reach and the subs and all of that. But tune back in 10 years and see where my channel is then. Because one of the great things about a platform like YouTube is that the growth becomes exponential. The growth grows upon itself. It's like putting money into a bank account, or maybe not even a bank account because the return is so low, you know, putting money into the stock market. And, you know, you might have ups and downs. You might have losses. In the short term, you might not gain much, but look back in 10 years and, you know, that $1,000 that you invested has become $10,000. It's the same thing with YouTube. The gains compound and grow. And there's a point at which the growth just becomes exponential and just compounds on itself. And so for no other reason, I think YouTube is a great choice for Reiki business owners because of that long-term exponential growth potential. So, do you have a YouTube channel for your Reiki business? What do you think about YouTube for your Reiki business? Please do drop it down below. If you're tuning in on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think. And please feel free to join us in the Reiki Business Collective to tell us all about your YouTube journey. That's at facebook.com/groups/ReikiBiz. Well, I'm sending you so many blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business, including if you have a YouTube channel. So thank you and blessings. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.